What's up guys, Joe here, welcome back to my channel, and today we're back with PCM21. Pro Cycling Manager is here again for a new year, and today we are taking a look at the game for the first time. Very exciting stuff indeed. But first, if you do go on to enjoy today's video, make sure you drop a like and hit subscribe because we have plenty more PCM content coming this year. So in the game, as you can see, main menu, I literally haven't tinkered with anything. This is the base game. What I will say is there should be a day one patch that comes out as soon as the game is released to the public. So this is a bit of an early beta version of the game. There will be things here that should be completely fixed when the full game comes out. So please do keep that in mind when you're watching today's video. So let's kick this off with some gameplay. And for me, this is a massive feature, Echelons. Now, Echelons have been in the game before, of course, but now, as you see on the screen, on the profile, we do see the area of the stage which is particularly susceptible to strong winds and echelons forming. So let's play this stage at Paris-Nice and see how it goes. So I am trying to keep an eye on the wind today. As we see another new feature, you can see Giacomo Nizzolo wearing that European Champions jersey. A little more on that later though, because the wind has been around 18-20 kph so far, as you can see right here throughout the stage. We'll see what that is as soon as we enter the sector. Here we go then guys, the time is quickly arriving where we are going to arrive into, as you see, zone exposed to the wind, 18 kilometers. Let's see what type of carnage unfolds right now. Hopefully some carnage at least does unfold. I do want to see exactly when we go into the sector. Here you go, and look at the wind literally jump to 40 kilometers per hour. Massive jump, literally almost instantaneous right there. Let's put our guys up to relay maybe 95, see what happens. And actually, as soon as I say that, we already have a split. 72 riders at the front. Tim Declerc is here. Let's see how much we can stretch this group out. So guys, I expected carnage, but we have absolute carnage right now. 36 riders in this group. As you can see, graphical error with a Declerc bike right here. That should be fixed, but look how many groups are constantly forming because the riders simply cannot hold the wheels. Look at this, they swing over to the left hand side of the roads, trying to get as much draft as possible. But we have 39 riders at the very front of the race. This is unreal. Look at this, riders all over the road right now. So let's take a quick look at the helicam. You can see just how stretched out the entire peloton are. Groups are all over the roads. Further back, we have groups of two, a bigger group further back right now, and 39 riders still at the front, and we're continuing to press on with our beasts, Van Moert, Ghent, Wellens, etc. Here we go then, here we go again. We're seeing some more splits start to form. Trentin, Pollitt, Valgren, Sagan is to the back. Hershey as well, struggling to follow right now. We'll drop Jasper de Bois to maybe 85 as Wellens is done. Obviously, I'm literally just trying to blow up the race as much as possible, and I think we are just about exiting the sector. 33 riders at the front, and we're now seeing attacks by Narsen, Pedersen and Quieto. And the thing is, once these riders get dropped, they really struggle to get back on. I think that's maybe a difference between this game and previous editions. The guys just struggle so much to form a group, form a proper group that's working together well, and really get back onto the echelon that has formed. And that really represents real life perfectly, in my opinion. Let's see if we can win the sprints. So 3k to go. We have Van der Poel, Tamar, Ackerman, Laporte on the wheel of Caleb Ewan. You would expect the Australian to be the quickest. Let's see his stat here. He has 83 acceleration, 82 sprint. So here we go into the final kilometre. Van der Poel has 84 acceleration right here. In this database, Caleb Ewan going for the line, Matthew Van der Poel running him close, but I think we're just about going to take the win here in an echelon-filled stage. Great stuff. Okay, so I found this stage at La Vuelta a España, literally 130 kilometers, and almost the entirety of the stage is filled with wind. We created absolute carnage in 18 kilometers last time. I want to see what we can do here. And away we go here then at La Vuelta. 40 km per hour winds literally instantly. I don't know what to expect. This could be absolutely unreal. So there's actually no real pace right now in the group, but if we scroll back, you can see just how stretched out the peloton are right now. This could be just ridiculous. I mean, if you press on right here, pretty much half the peloton are going to be dropped instantly. So, you know me, that's exactly what I'm going to try and do. We've got all of our team on 85 relay. Let's just see what happens. So quite quickly, I have managed to create some groups. We have 72 riders now at the very front, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have a lot of riders quickly dropped as well if we continue pressing on right here. Even the likes of Evil Ampet right here, really struggling for the Koenig Quickstep. Matthews as well, and quickly a big gap does form. And this is what I love, how you can see the riders losing the wheel of the group ahead, and they swing over to the other side of the road, trying to allow another rider to come through, hopefully give them some draft. And I mean, look at this, guys, we have 46 riders in the peloton, with more getting dropped right now. We're going to have less than 40 riders here. So I'm intrigued to see if we can hold this to the line, because the likes of Alaphilippe is gone, Court Nielsen, Phil Gilbert, we have 30 riders at the front. Our entire team are here. Let's just pace at maybe 68 and see if our team time trial can hold off these guys to the line, or maybe they'll all catch up. Let's see. And so we have had some groups kind of reforming a little. 74 riders are now in the following group, but they can't really get any energy to the front to really pace in. And you can see as soon as they join together, gaps just start to form again in this group, and we have 2 minutes over them right now at the front. But guys, watch this. This is a thing of beauty. This is what we have been able to cause. Now, this is an exceptionally long sector, remember that. So look at this. We have just riders all over the road right now, all over the roads, and a massive gap to the front of the race. Unbelievable. So what I've learned from this is if you can cause a group to split, then the AI find it so difficult to regain the energy and try and get back in, which is the case in real life, I guess. Even though they can get some numbers back into the group, it's so hard for them to really press back on, and we still have over 2 minutes. So we've been able to recuperate some energy here. What I am going to do is maybe really press on just briefly and see if we can reduce this group even further from 30 riders to even less. And by the way, we do have some much weaker riders on paper able to get into this group as well, which tells me it's really massively down to good positioning who is able to get into the front group. It's not a guarantee that the best riders will be here. As you see now, Taramai is starting to drop, Tim Wellens as well, and quickly we have, I think, 23 riders. This is going to be 28 at the front, and even Tony Martin, our road captain, is dropped here. All right then, let's see what we can do in this finale. We have 27 riders here. Vanderpool's here, Malia is leading out Matthew Vanderpool. Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, we've gone way too late, let's be real. Van Aert trying to lead out Dylan Grunewagen to the finish. We're getting blocked off by our own rider. Who can take the stage? Kwiato's here, Vanderpool is here. It will be Matthew Vanderpool winning in the Echelon field stage of La Vuelta a España. That was absolutely crazy, and let's take a look behind. Quickly analysing the gaps we have right here. I mean, I'll just scroll through. You can see 25 riders had the time at the front, 4 minutes 36 to 34th and down. And yeah, they did form quite a big group in the end, which is quite interesting, but we have some riders losing well over 10 minutes here. Next up then, let's take a look at the time trials, because they have been revamped again this year. Let's take a look. Here we go then, and the first thing to note is there is now a red bar as well as a yellow bar in the time trials too. So you can see here we have a red sprint bar. If I up the effort of Geraint Thomas, he starts to spend his red effort quite quickly. 85 seems to be the point when no red is spent, and I'm not exactly sure how this works, so I'm going to try and manage this differently for my different riders here. So Geraint's going to try and spend his red kind of equally as he goes. Let's see how he finishes. Final kilometer then for Geraint Thomas, and we're going to push it into the line. 19 seconds down, really not a good time when you consider his attributes. So Mikhail Kwiatkowski is next off the start line. Pretty similar time trialing attributes, not quite as good. You can see I'm going 99. We are flying up this road. We spent all our sprints immediately. I'm just going to go 99 the entire way with Kwiato and see how he does. So first checkpoint, as you would imagine, he is well ahead, 18 seconds ahead of Michael Matthews right now. But I think we're going to be a lot slower in the second half. You would assume so, as we've spent all of our red already. Let's see where Kwiato goes. Yes, he's dropped all the way to 4th place. Still though, a much better time than Geraint Thomas, who tries to manage his effort quite effectively. Euro jersey sighting, it's in the game, guys. So our final rider of the start line, sadly Dennis had a really bad day, so couldn't really use him to compare, but Ganna has probably the best attributes, but I'm just going to go 85, spend no red with Ganna at all until the final kilometre and a half or so. So here comes Pippo, the world champion, across the first split. Let's see how much slower we are than Kwiato. You can see we are well down on Quieto right now, well outside the top 20. But 3K to go. We are the last man off the start line. Van Aert is third right now in this time trial at the first split. And Kransen is leading it. But let's concentrate on Ganna here. Let's see about Van Aert across the line, actually. Let's see where he goes. He goes to second place. And now Ganna into the final kilometre and a half. Look how much speed he picks up, straight up to 99. That red bar is super powerful. But we don't even make it into the top 20. So what's interesting to me is that we could nowhere near spend our yellow bar at all. Yellow did not matter at all in this time trial, and Kwiatkowski went 99 the entire way. He spent all his red. We disregarded any type of tactics, really, trying to save our reds. And Geraint Thomas and Ganna have ended up well down on Quieto, who, in my opinion, just tried to hammer it the entire way. So I'm not exactly sure how the time trialing system works right now. I'm not going to lie to you guys. All right, next up then, let's try a sprint stage. Champs-Élysées, and I've gone for Brian Coquard. Let's see what we can do. So the first thing I actually want to note is that the Champs-Élysées looks very different. And I must say it's the texture of the road. Looks very much revamped and looks very, very nice indeed compared to real life and previous games. So 16K to go. Let's make our sprint train and let's just see how this compares to previous versions. And I must say I chose Brian Coquard because I have found sprinting slightly easy on previous editions of PCM compared to other types of stages, so I do want to compare how it feels this year. So we have our train right here. Ganna is on the front, Van Aert as well, 9K to go. Very quick rhythm is what I would say. These guys aren't attacking, and on previous games I think it would have been much easier for me to get to the front. These guys, Dabaka, they've got fairly good flat racing, and now we're seeing again some guys come to the front. So under the tunnel we go, 6K to go. Dabaka has done a great job here. We'll go back to his wheel, up to 99 very briefly right there. He can pull over. We'll zoom out just a little bit. Coquard is here, Ackermann, Christoph, Groenewegen, Colbrelli, they're all on my wheel. And we're right to the front of this race. So we'll try not to go too early. 3K to go with Frederick Backarts. Now we'll go up to 99. We have Kevin Razor in the wings, ready to go into the final 2 kilometers. Here we go. Brian Coquard going to the line. I've gone a little early, surely. Here goes Brian Coquard on Champs-Élysées. I think it's going to be a win for Alex Christoph. No, it's actually going to be Arnaud Démare. So I went way too early there and clearly cost me in the end. Démare takes it. So I feel like that was a pretty similar sprint to previous games. I think the tempo and the build-up from the AI was a little higher earlier on, which made it a bit more interesting, but I did find it quite easy to get to the front in the end, and my only mistake was going way too early in the sprint, so it doesn't look like sprints have changed too much. Alright, so we've had a look at some gameplay, and now let's take a look at Career and Pro Cyclist, the two main modes in the game. We have multi as well, of course, but let's take a look at Career first. So in Career, first thing to note is this screen looks fairly similar to the previous game, but you will notice the planner does look slightly different, and I'll take you around and show you some of the new aspects of Career modes. So we dive straight into the objectives screen. This is the individual rider objective screen, and you can see it's had a complete revamp, and I can add any amount of objectives. Previously, we were limited, I think, to 3 objectives per season per rider, and they were all in different time frames. Now, I can literally add as many objectives as I want. I could add the Benelux Tour for Mikel Landa, any race I like, and I think this is a great alteration. So for example, I could go in here and add Paris-Nice, and I can see exactly the other riders currently sharing that objective with Mikel Landa. So we'll go ahead and add that, and you can see it is now added to his schedule, and I can go like this, only see the objectives as well if I want. And then if I go to overview, I can see an overview of the objectives across my entire team. So this makes it really easy to see exactly which riders are targeting which races, and yeah, really like this change. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work going forward, but a really great idea. And something else important to add regarding the objectives is that there is no longer the medium, hard, easy, or none training schedule, or the break. It seems that that has been completely removed, and the training schedule is purely based on the objectives you set. So you can see if I go to the planner, we can see these green lines are referring to the objectives for each given rider, and then the red line after is kind of a little break or detox for those riders. So I haven't played far enough in, obviously, to work out exactly how this is going to work, but to me, it looks pretty awesome, and I think a more realistic way, again, of representing real life. Next up, then, we come to the brand new team screen. I'm in World Teams right here. As you can see, it looks completely different, and I'm a massive fan. Everything is displayed so much more clearly. This is just a wonderful new addition. It's a fairly simple addition as well, but for me, it makes a massive difference. You can see your riders, you can see all of their attributes right here for each team in the world, in Conti Pro, under 23s even. Wonderful, wonderful addition. We have the attributes here. You can change to see their career, their victories. Oh my word, look at this, guys. You can see exactly how many times they've participated in each of these races, their victories as well. And this is going to make it so much nicer and so much more easy to see exactly how your riders have got on throughout the career, especially as you go really deep into the career. You can also see the calendar for each team, their results as well. This reminds me of PCS Pro Cycling Stats, I must say, and I am all for it. And so I've simulated forward a little so we can see exactly how this screen looks. After progressing a little into the career, you can see exactly which rider has finished best for each team at each race they've been in. Ignore this little glitch, I assume, from this graph at the top. You can see their results, their full results as well, across all categories, World Tour, Conti, as well as their history across seasons. So again, as you progress through the seasons, you can see exactly how your team has gone, where they've ranked, how many wins, average age as well. Great, great improvement here. Now, another pretty key addition for me is that now the top Pro Conti team have the option to enter whichever World Tour race they so choose, as is the case in real life at the moment with Alpecin Phoenix. So if you manage Alpecin Phoenix in first season, the best Conti Pro team, then you can enter any World Tour race you wish. So that is brilliant to see. Represents real life really well, and I think the second best team gets to enter any World Tour Classics as well. So this is, like I said, another really, really nice addition just to mirror real life even better. And as you see right here, Alpecin Phoenix have many World Tour races coming up on their schedule. So I expect they'll have the Giro, yes they do, and I expect the Tour de France later on in the year. Yes, they do. So this is great to see. Now we head to the national team screen, and for me this is a huge improvement in career mode. So firstly, we can see the European Championships. That is the first massive addition. Obviously, in recent years, in PCM gone by, there hasn't been the European Championships. There hasn't been the European Championships jersey to the time trial or the Euro champion either. So this is a massive addition already. And you couldn't see in previous editions the parcours for the World Championships or the European Championships because they didn't exist. But now you can see exactly what the parcours looks like ahead of time, which is a much needed addition. And so coming to the screen, I have now selected Spain for my squad. You can see so much information right now on the Spanish riders. We have the parcours for each type of race, the European Championships as well. I'm assuming you select the same team for both the Euros and the World Championships, but this is just a lovely, lovely addition. So I have done a few simulations of Roubaix and Liège-Bastogne-Liège because on the Steam page, apparently simulations have been improved this year. In the past, we've had some strange simulation results that, I mean, I'm not going to name any riders, but plenty of climbers doing well in Roubaix, for example. And it hasn't been fully realistic, but from what I can tell, I've literally just done 3 simulations of each of these races. It seems that it has been fixed a little. Daniel Loss doing well in one of my Roubaix simulations. Liège was a bit more random. We had Peter Sagan winning one of those sims. I saw Ben Tullett as well doing really well in one Liège-Bastogne-Liège. Bookman too. But yeah, definitely an improvement, I would say, from this very, very small sample size. So take it with a very little pinch of salt. Next up then, I'm going to start a Pro Cyclist just to see exactly if anything has changed this year. I don't think so much has compared to career. Let's take a look though. So again, this screen looks very, very similar. I must admit, I can choose a main and a secondary axis like you could in the previous game, Grand Champion. This all looks the same to me. And I had the same option of 3 teams. So it does seem that at least the setup of Pro Cyclist remains very, very similar. We have the same skills as last year. Training has been altered to mirror the career training as well. So that is interesting, cool to see. And again, you have the new teams page here, of course. So to be honest, guys, I feel like Pro Cyclists hasn't had too much work this year. I don't think it's been changed too much from previous years. But guys, that is going to round out my little first look video of PCM21. Let me know down below exactly what you make of the game, and let me know as well if you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit like down below, hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. We have plenty of PCM content coming this year, including Pro Cyclist, career modes as well, and I cannot wait for it. So I will see you guys in the next one.